Alright, welcome back. We're now to game 2 of the list. I accidentally, at the end of the video where I was going, oh shoot, which was like 2 videos ago, I ended that one kind of abruptly. I kind of exited the rest of this list, but anyway. And this game was next anyway. So, we're playing Deadly Premonition 2, Blessing in Disguise this time. Yeah, this is a trial to see which of these games I kind of like the most, and then actually continue playing them. Or basically kind of just seeing which ones I kind of like in general. And also seeing what they're like. Because, I mean, I still want to have basically, this is my time to actually play games that may or may not be a part of my story. I just feel like I want to play them. Oh man, I just bought these games. They're really cool. Like, my stream is working on Sword Art Online, which, those games, unless other people want to see other things, which I may swap it out every so often, work on something else on the PlayStation. Right now, the PlayStation is the easiest thing for us to stream until further notice. Um, we also might do like I'm also thinking about doing, but our primary thing is on Saturdays or on Tuesday and Saturday. I'm trying to work on Sword Art Online. All fragments is the first one I need, and then after that, I might try to work on maybe another game that I need for my story, basically, or unless somebody else who wants me to play something else. What I might do is starting soon. I might actually go figure out a backlog. Figure out a backlog. Actually, put all these games on a backlog, right? And then be like, okay, we're gonna focus on games I actually own but haven't beat yet. Um, so like how I was trying to do the whole blind thing, but I'm still doing it in this order, depending on how far I get in these games. After 11 o'clock though, I'll probably be done for the night. We'll see how far I get. I want to get to chapter 1 because I figured that'd be a good stopping point because I want to actually see how that mystery turned out. Glitched out again. Last time when I put a new game. Probably glitched out again. Like last time I tried to put in a new game, it glitched out slightly, and I don't know why. It's happening again this time. I have to just re-put in and put out the controller just to switch games. Also, we're being recorded. My turn. You want to take a nappy? You mind if you take a nappy while I play the game? I don't have the webcam going right now. Well, the game's not even. Or it's because the game's not even. Maybe that's the problem. Oh, there it goes. You guys need to have the game up on screen in order for me to actually start recording properly. Anyway, have a good nappy. Have a good nappy as I play a slight spooky game. Slight spooky slash silly detective game. I'm actually glad that this game got a sequel. I still need to finish the rest of this series on here on this channel as well. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to start a software update. Huh? This is my phone. Um, what do you think it is? um, you know what? One moment. Hmm. Who knows? Hold the mail. Okay, now to actually get started with the game. You're welcome. Nintendo Switch. The Switchiest of Nintendos. This game has an autosave feature. Don't turn off game when autosaving. Autosave your face. It's made by people that do not have any association with the first game. I think the thing I liked about the first game is it kind of felt like Mega Man Legends, the detective zombie game. Kind of the weird way to compare it, but I think it's also kind of the best way to compare it. You had free range over the town, and you could kind of explore just about everything. Let's see how this one holds up. December 30th, 2018. Small town outside of New Orleans. Okay. Last time in these games, I didn't finish the first one on the channel, but pretty sure, like technically, I don't know if the story needs a sequel, but it's kind of cool to have a sequel. That person is frozen and split into many pieces. That is a way to be murdered. Oh, okay, this is the crime scene people. The chainsaw try to defrost the body. 88 hours later. That's a specific day. Alright. Suburb of Boston, okay.
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in
All I can do is
Havana
move
right
forward.
now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays.
Every button is forward.
Surrounded by a harem of bikini queens,
Every
a mojito in
movement
one
on
hand,
analog stick is
and a
forward.
seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The Regional Bureau Chief merely issued a special order.
Oh. Yeah. How could I forget? A special order to rob me of my well-deserved vacation.
You want pizza? I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that junk anywhere.
Whoa! Hey! Hold on a minute.
Oh, shoot. That actually was going.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
Okay, I'm already completely.
It's open. Come on in.
What was that? This is where Zach lives? Okay. Francis Zach Morgan.
You have questions for us? That's why you're here, isn't it?
Francis Zach Morgan. Actually, I've already beaten the other game. I actually know what happened. FYI. Your coat. I guess this is a cutscene for right now. The game.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game.
What the heck?
Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived. If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
That's true, it would. Alright. Sex indulgence, sex poker face.
This smell. It doesn't surprise me at this point, but it'll be problematic in court if they decide his testimony is unreliable. I won't get another chance to talk to him face to face like this. I need to get him to stop smoking that for a bit. Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me. Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Interesting.
Letters of appreciation from the governor and the Department of Justice. They're caked in dust as if he doesn't even care about them.
There's all the things I can interact with. With indulgence.
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan. But would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... Yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us. Don't get in our way, and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
What?
This is so weird the way it starts this game. It's like, what?
If we say no?
Then I'll put it out myself, using force.
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah. This is Morgan's
Yeah, that
house.
would be kind of extremely rude.
Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis in the comfort of their own homes.
It is. Or it should be legal in other places too, but whatever.
And I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Exactly.
Ah. Vision. You can use vision to acquire important hits that help you. Again, using vision will deplete your concentration. Be careful not to use it too much. Weird.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if she's wearing a male necktie. She can wear a male necktie if she wants to, Morgan. Come on.
The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough.
Yeah, you kind of sound like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a beach.
She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up. Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case.
Is that what the name was? I thought it was a different place.
After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. Yes.
It was Greenwood. It was Greenville. That.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
About the first game. I'm not sure. It's kind of a weird thing, but it sounds exactly happened.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed. You sure about that? Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim. Do you know what this means? That's why we're here.
Interesting.
The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. And this is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
It's true, I think.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the
Okay, so this is like a
unnatural
new
state it was
case that was
found in.
that happened like 15 years ago. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm not talking much. I'm actually interested in what's going on in the story. I may actually edit out some of the parts where I'm not talking too much, so that way it might skip the story around a little bit, but at the same time, it's not sure. But it's like when the game is talking, so I'm just kind of respectfully like letting the game talk, because it means I don't have to read it.
She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all.
Except for the fact that her entire body is like cut into many, many, many pieces.
She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess.
Sounds like the case we had back in Greenville.
Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents. He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the body. He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for that. And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think. An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him? The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now.
What the heck is actually going on? This is extremely confusing.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve, which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston.
Okay.
This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere.
Wrong.
Isn't that right, my fairy?
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right. They were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste, but the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games, or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment.
Dun, dun.
And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history.
How'd you check his internet history already?
He was simply playing chess. All alone.
I'm playing it with the voice in my head. Leave me alone.
So,
Me and my fairy play chess all the time. Come on, it's okay.
what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no. Everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Ooh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
You just see Morgan just sitting here not giving two fucks about any of this lady's BS. This is silly. So far, this game is just entertaining so far. Just the sense of just Francis just not giving two fucks about this person. It's like intriguing in its own right. How much he just does not give a fuck.
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Because her body was discovered recently, that's why. Duh.
Everything happens for a reason.
Sometimes it does.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Oof, hurricane damage.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
The large man, yes? No need to answer, if you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason.
That's not the only part you paid attention to, lady. Good job.
Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
DVDs. Another strangely clean spot.
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
It's like movies.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
Oh yeah, this dude was a huge movie nut in the first game. That's right, because he was always quoting like almost every dang movie ever. It's hilarious.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law.
I'd rather just spend my time doing doing that with all free time spent playing games. Woo! No, I'm just kidding. Some movies are actually pretty good. I actually don't mind indulging in many different forms of media myself, so yeah.
Films guide us.
Acting like some type of weird prophet-like person. Also still being this movie nut.
Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Depending on
Is that so?
For example, They Live, 1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you got a point.
Yeah, put on sunglasses before a fight. They punch you in the face and the glass will shatter in your eye.
Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption, but that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
You're just talking about pizza.
stage 4 progressive malignant tumor. How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner? And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath? Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
That sucks. I'm already sad for Mr. Morgan. Already having, like, apparently that being that close to death.
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold.
It's snowing in this room. Now notice that, but it's probably the ash of, like, the cannabis smoke.
Colder than you could imagine. The cold that no photograph could ever express. The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below 0, right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience.
You need to gain higher. You are too low level to understand that right now.
Well,
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
Implying odd questions.
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt. Gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together.
Yep. Yes.
An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
This room's a total mess, but certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man. Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again.
I know a guy who has an unbreakable guitar. Forget it. That's a sanctuary again. You will know true fear as I bash you in the head with the guitar.
You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out?
My bad.
My bad. I'm just really bad at my job.
It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve, then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up? Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something? Agent Jones, did you find the files?
Morgan.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice!
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Stay. Stay. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid?
Oh, you got red.
Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
Don't ever touch one again.
Gosh, what the heck is going on?
Told them not to.
Some crazy ass shit.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch you again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case. Here's another empty space. What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls. Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash, but he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts.
Now, I feel the same idea. Do some similar stuff to that. I don't have the option to hold L. You might even looking at with this game.
The files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010. Officially titled the Greenville case. I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news.
I suspect that.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
It's been a
Just
while since I've
curious.
actually played the original game. Hard for me to remember some of the stuff that actually happened in the first game. I think, probably.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit from back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past. Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head? A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling. A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. It's the most important leaf. The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business. The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's 5th chronometer. Completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy. I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power. meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate, and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected by these red trees.
Seeds that
Aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds. Trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes, smarter than we thought. Connection. Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes, it was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
Never a
I'm sorry, I just
choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire,
entire process.
walking alone. Always a voice, a cry.
I'll do that just in case. Because, yeah. This topic, any words we use words in it. I'm just going to know. So nope to that. Anyway, so basically, oh, it's still technically trying to pick it up. Wow, okay. They're looking way too much at that thing. I was not even noticing the butt. Option B is for edit this part out. So anyway, so basically, this game is turning around, and I don't think the game made absolutely no sense. Um, there's a gameplay method, maybe there's stuff that every time you see it, every time you play it, what the heck is the deal with the eyes? That made no sense. Directed by Sweary. Okay, I think I'm pulling green push up. The equivalent of entering a block scene. Basically, this game is already starting off to be weird. I mean, last game was weird too. It's Dead Zombie.
Zach.
And so Zach thing. But now we already know that Zach is just
Zach.
your side, basically.
Can you hear me, Zach?
You hear me, Zach? Yes, I can hear you.
There you are,
There you
Zach.
are, Zach. Zach's technically player.
Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos.
Dun, dun, dun.
Isn't that right, Zach?
So, get to the premonition. A blessing in disguise. Interesting. 2005 summer. That's right. Louis. Big detective. Necessary.
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
This is York Morgan.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carre, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now, I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice, if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it. You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal. They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant. Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know? They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all.
We're good now. Alright, too.
So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind. Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart, and when that don't work, they just beat your ass. That's the Deep South for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
Live and Let Die, Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief, right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat people. That's my point. Cat people. 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards.
That's realism for you. Okay. Yep. There's the realism right there. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans.
Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand? I'm talking about hyper-realism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of cat people for myself. That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Okay.
His response is technically the best response. Okay.
Another vital element of cat people is the presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie. His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder. Period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
I love the way he just talks about movies. It's so weird. You remember this?
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts. When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Voodoo.
Wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces. Scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed?
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
The car was stolen.
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be an FBI agent.
And that's what it means. Yep. What it means to be an FBI agent is that your car can be stolen from anywhere at any time. Brilliant.
In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities.
We'll do absolutely nothing.
And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really, but I'll listen if you want me to.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car at the airport. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana, so I decided on a brand new hybrid car with a fully equipped air conditioning system.
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley. I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter, 1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that. See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs. It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself. Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had...
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it. And in its place, they left me this.
What?
Board.
A skateboard.
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. Why do you look so surprised?
Board. Okay.
No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery.
Journey of self-discovery. How to use a skateboard. Wow.
Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside
I
me.
am a pro skater. Pro skater.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
Felice Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach?
Watch that movie 100 times. Watch something else. Come on.
Zach. The searing light. These scents. It's the deep South. That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
Okay, so far we've had very little gameplay so far. What is going to be how this game set up? Yay. Oh. Technically, right? Fair enough. I sure do next. Progress quest. Side quest. Here's the root. Heart condemn profit. Face. Oh. Wait, meters. Skateboards. Oh. DO damage is fine. Okay. Whole year spent in. Yeah, I'm gonna take a small break. Small break here. In this first part, and I'll be back. But this first part kind of a little bit climactic with me not really, and kind of and weird with me not talking because I was actually intrigued in the story, and I do apologize for that. But at the same time, I did want to actually show off the story. So technically, I may run this by some people to see if I should upload this part all, or like just basically kind of edit around this part. But at the same time, it also shows the entirety of the story. So yeah, it's an interesting concept to say the least. Now that we can actually start the game, I can actually begin to talk proper. So, anyway, next time, we begin the game proper. We actually can do stuff. We're actually in the town. We can already do stuff. I kind of, personally, out of the way the two games started, I kind of like how the other game started, where it started off weird with the one thing, and then actually explained the mechanic, and then basically kind of sent you into combat right ahead with zombie stuff into the spooky forest. I thought that was actually a great way to kind of introduce how the game worked in a stupid sense. Because this kind of just showcases absolutely nothing, really, in a sense. It's just kind of showcased how to have like certain talks and then a weird eye mechanic, which was it supposed to do something in the beginning? I don't know. It didn't seem like it did anything except make everything look weird. I couldn't choose anything while I was using it. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal with the opening bit is besides just getting, basically having York be in the future to tell us about a case he did before the first case. I don't even know if we needed that part besides the fact that it's now, that unless it's actually way more relevant in the future, but who knows. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. I still have to continue playing this game, so this might be my last game for tonight. We'll continue this game for a little bit longer. I'm going to probably get me some food, and I shall return. Bye-bye, everybody. Anyway, if you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and have a good day. And also check out the description for links and everything else. So have a good day. And